for Italy. Chief of this Secret Service of OSS was this guy named Biagio Massimo Corvo, a young American, only 23 years old, born in Sicily. His intelligence name was Max. His regular name was Max, but his code name was Maro. At that point, to the Italian section of OSS, was requested to establish a formal contact with, at that time, Colonel Pompeo Agrifoglio, chief of the Italian Secret Service, SIM. Pompeo Agrifoglio was captured in Tunisia. Therefore, Corvo and Agrifoglio started their activity along with an operational agreement between SIM and OSS. Go ahead.
And so began the hard lessons upon which depended the lives of our troops in Rome and the safety of our installations in the area. 4 years later, upon my departure in March 1947, and after the capture and neutralization of 3,300 agents and collaborators, I reflected on how well he taught me the business. During my tour of duty, I controlled what we called a security prison, in which all captured enemy agents and saboteurs were incarcerated before trial or disposition. Being the Allied Chief of Intelligence, the prison and prisoners were my responsibility. One day, General Agrifoglio accompanied me on a tour of the prison. He lectured me on the character of these people. His words ran along the following line: "You and I are dealing with the dreg of humanity. Thieves, killers, dope addicts, prostitutes, saboteurs, spies, and collaborators. In the United States, you preach fair play. Such an attitude among these people will be interpreted as a sign of weakness. They inform on each other, and they ask you to beat them to prove to the others that they talked under duress. If you think you can treat these types with dignity and fair play, then resign and go home, because you will never have any effective security. Remember, the lives of your troops and the safety of your installations are at stake. When you capture a saboteur, you cannot be fair."
So, from these words, you can easily understand what type of a man Corso was, but he was definitely very, very clear with me with regards with the techniques he had to imply during the interrogations. And the accounts are so gruesome that, believe me, I wouldn't repeat the exact words. But in order to obtain the information, Corso applied any type of force against anybody. A simple suspect must be convinced to tell the truth, because they were under a certain situation. The war was ending, the Nazis were fleeing, the Italians were just divided. You know what happened with the partisans and the fascists recruiting and regrouping under Mussolini? Now Corso, on his line of duty, treated everybody with the same token. You talk and you go and you're okay with me. You don't talk and you finish very badly. And this is to be just concise. So me and him, we were not at all going along the same line. So I told him, Corso, Colonel, you are telling me things that I will never accept. How did you do? And let's go ahead.
As a result, As a result, we soon established a network of informers, agents, and lookouts patterned after the Italian secret police apparatus. Nazi agents, saboteurs, and collaborators were netted on the average of 20 to 30 a week. As fast as we arrested them, the Germans pushed more at us. 30 days after leaving Italy in March 1947, I was attacked in a 4-column front-page story in the communist newspaper Unita. This attack really began 2 years earlier. I had strengthened the Italian security forces and stopped many communist moves to upset our security. An officer from the Italian intelligence service delivered an envelope to my office during late 1945. In it was a list of people the communists considered their enemies. I rated near the top. Later, a high Italian government official confirmed this information to me. I remembered Agrifolio's words, "Don't wait, move first." The proud record of the Rome area G2 section. Years 1944 to 1947, when not one American soldier was injured due to subversive action, and not one of our installations was damaged due to sabotage. Thanks to the teaching of men like General Agrifolio, British intelligence revised their opinions. They accepted us after concluding that in many areas of intelligence we surpassed them and had taught them new methods and techniques.
Now we are going to see the second interview just shortly. It will be something like 10-15 minutes, unless we do have more to spend together this morning. But I believe that this part will be, as far as I recall, a little more pertaining the UFO situation right now. We were discussing this with Corso many times. He considered the UFO researchers as useful idiots. Exactly his own words. And I go like Colonel, but I am a stupid idiot ufologist. I'm also a journalist, and I'm convinced that, yeah, I might be stupid, but not completely. Therefore, I try to understand through your lines what you really knew about the UFOs before, after Roswell, and now, and why you are dealing with this subject right now. What is the reasoning that conducted you to a point of telling us this type of truth, regardless to the fact that eventually you don't like it? I mean, they don't like you at the government right now. The Pentagon will react. Consider the coincidence of the so-called puppets, or the balloon stories that they gave us in 1997, exactly in the same days when the Corso's book came out in the American bookstores. It is a startling coincidence. But Corso was convinced that nothing was happening just by case. In fact, what he said to me, the United States government and the Army neither attempted nor compelled me to make public the truth about Roswell and UFOs in my possession. They never forced it. When he was down in Italy for the second visit to Italy, no, the first one, we were pretty scared all around. You know, this old man arriving and representing the intelligence of the United States and having such secrets to tell us. I mean, it's not something that happens all the time. So we were supposed to protect him, and in case to be protected also. We were afraid that something negative could happen during the course of the conferences, but nothing happened, really. Only we knew that many debunkers were going to surface all of a sudden stating that